do it. So Adam Silver, with everything going on with the FBI and the NBA being under investigation for this entire gambling scandal, now Adam Silver, the commissioner of the FBI, or the commissioner of the NBA, excuse me, is being called to speak before a Senate hearing, to speak before Congress. And it's about to go down, guys. He's going to be on the hot seat. We're going to hear from him in an interview he recently did. And you can tell the NBA is scrambling as a result from this. Honestly, I'm not mad about it as an NBA fan. I think we're going to see a different level of gameplay from some of the players. Some teams might be exposed, but let's hear what Yahoo Sports has to say. U.S. Congress has requested a briefing from Commissioner Adam Silver concerning the NBA gambling scandal, and it's going to be this Friday on Halloween. Oh my gosh, scary times for Adam Silver. We all know we will be reporting on it here. So recently, Adam Silver did a quick report and a quick interview with the reporter at one of the games and asked about what was going on with this gambling scandal. I want y'all to hear this, and we're going to get into an article and hear actually an interview he did with Pat McAfee. But shout out to Hater Report for this. He said they asked Adam Silver why Terry Rozier was allowed to keep playing after being accused of gambling. Adam Silver had this to say.
And Terry Rozier was allowed to keep playing after an NBA investigation ruled that there was no NBA rules violated. What do you make of that decision now amid the FBI's allegations against him?
So what happened was, because bets were placed through legalized legal betting companies, they picked up aberrational behavior around a particular game in March of 23.
We just talked about it.
That was brought to our attention by the regulators and the betting companies.
And the game he's talking about, we talked about in the past video. Terry Rozier was playing for the Charlotte Hornets back in 2023. Allegedly, Terry Rozier was going to be the starting point guard for that game. He told someone close to him or somebody he knew to bet the under. All right, he said, I'm going to go into the game and I'm going to fake an injury as soon as I get in. He goes into the game. 9 minutes into the game, he fakes an injury and he's up out of there. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences. But I do believe in innocent till proven guilty. We'll have to see the proof. Adam Silver said what had happened was
companies, they picked up aberrational behavior around a particular game in March of 23. And so that was brought to our attention by the regulators and the betting companies. We then looked into that situation and were very transparent about it. And while there was that aberrational betting, we frankly couldn't find anything. Terry at the time cooperated. He gave the league office his phone. He sat down for an interview, and we ultimately concluded that there was insufficient evidence, despite that aberrational behavior, to move forward. We then worked directly with the law enforcement, as they said at the press conference, that the league has been cooperating, and so that was obviously over 2 years ago. So the federal government has subpoena power, can threaten to put people in jail, can do all kinds of things that a league office can't do. So we've been working with them since then. And of course, what they announced yesterday was an indictment. So 2.5 years later, he still hasn't been convicted of anything, in fairness to Terry. Obviously, it doesn't look good, but he's now been put on administrative leave. And so, you know, there's a balance here of protecting people's rights and investigating. And as I said, we've been working with the government, and they have extraordinary power.
Look at this guy, man. Look at the commissioner. Hey, listen. Hey, we just, hey, I don't know, man. Leave me alone. I'm not the FBI. It's not a great look. Hey, Terry, love you, brother. We had to let him go. We had to put him on leave, but I mean, I don't know. Adam Silver looking shook. I cannot wait to see this hearing before Congress. This man looks like he is totally just out of it. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's happening. This was a mistake. We never should have let gambling into the league like this. We're screwed. I've never seen a commissioner of the NBA act like this before. It's somewhat hilarious. All right. So what do we have with Congress requesting for the NBA commissioner to come before them and give them an update on what's going on, what the NBA's doing to investigate this? Congress requests briefing from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on the gambling scandal. What do we have here? Members of Congress wrote to the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on Friday asking him to provide a briefing on by October 31st relating to the gambling scandal that engulfed the league earlier this week. Sent by a bipartisan group of 6 representatives on the House Committee on Energy and Commerce, the letter calls on Adam Silver to further explain the NBA's relationship with sports betting to assist the committee in its oversight. So that means there's probably more to come. The committee's intervention came the day after Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier and Damon Jones were named among 34 people indicted in connection with 2 separate federal gambling investigations announced by the Eastern District of New York. Then the letter lists 5 points for Silver to address, asking him to explain further details about the alleged betting practices in connection with the NBA players, coaches, and officials, as well as action the league intends to take to limit inside information being used for illegal purposes. I mean, if you've got the coach and the players in on it, you can't take away the coaches and the players when it comes to the league. The coach has to have certain information. The player has to go out there and play. And if Terry Rozier says, feels my hamstring, feels a little bit tight, I got to go sit down. What are you going to do? People are betting on him standing up, and Terry Rozier makes the executive decision that I'm going to sit this one out. Somebody's going to lose some money. It's also asked Adam Silver to evaluate whether the league's current code of conduct for players and coaches effectively prohibits illegal activity. I don't know how you get rid of it. And outline whether and how the NBA is reevaluating the terms of its partnership with sports betting companies. The league has partnership deals with betting companies like DraftKings, FanDuel, all of them. As for more strictly policing sports betting, the committee asked Silver to identify any gaps in existing regulations that allow illegal betting schemes to occur. How are you going to do that? For example, it referenced Silver's appearance on the Pat McAfee show Tuesday, and we're going to get into that, in which he said, "I wish there was federal legislation rather than state by state," and added, "We've asked some of our partners to pull back some of their prop bets." Y'all are going to hear that here in a second. Silver, in his first public comments on the scandal Friday, said he had a pit in his stomach when he heard the news. Yeah, right. Like he was shocked. "My initial reaction was I was deeply disturbed," he told the broadcaster Amazon Prime Video during the Boston Celtics game against the New York Knicks. "There's nothing more important to the league than its fans than the integrity of the competition. It was very upsetting, and we can't do anything about it. There's too much money involved." The allegations, the committee noted, raise serious concerns about sports betting and the integrity of sports in the NBA, which harms fans and legal sports bettors, prompting it to assume its oversight role. Chauncey Billups, the Portland head coach since 2021, is charged in an elaborate mafia-linked scheme in which marked cards, I think they left out a word, were lured to participate in rigged poker games, in part with opportunity to play alongside the NBA 5-time All-Star as well as Jones. Rozier, who was arrested in Orlando in a hotel, was alleged to participate in game-fixing schemes that included prop bets on his availability. Damon Jones, who retired from playing in 2012, is one of 3 people to be charged in both cases. Jim Trusty, Rozier's attorney, strongly disputes the accusation, saying prosecutors characterize Rozier as a subject to their investigation and not a target. An attorney for Chauncey Billups denied the allegations. Despite focusing on the latest allegations, the letter also noted that illegal sports betting based on a non-public information in NBA is not a new problem, and it's not going to go away. Citing the cases of former referee Tim Donaghy, we've heard about him in 2007, and Toronto Raptors player Jonte Porter in 2024. So let's see what Adam Silver had to say on Pat McAfee's show about this whole gambling situation.
Be more regulation, frankly. It may be surprising to hear from me. I wish there was federal legislation rather than state by state. I think you got to monitor the amount of promotion, the amount of advertising around it. And also, we've pulled back. You know, it's not completely in our control, but we've asked some of our partners to pull back some of the prop bets, especially when they're on two-way players, guys who don't have the same stake in the competition, where, it's too easy to manipulate something which seems otherwise small and inconsequential to the overall score. Maybe, the couple rebounds that some player, gets or whatever. So, we're trying to put in place and learning as we go and working with the betting companies some additional controls to prevent sort of some of that manipulation.
It's going to be hard to fix.
Issues. One of the issues you see in arenas, and I hear from players and coaches on this, are fans. Oh, yeah. I mean, who are yelling out about, especially when it's a prop bet. It's
my parlay! Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's often the case that, your team wins and a player scores, 25 points, but the fan better had bet that the player was going to score 28 points or 30 points or whatever else. So I would say one thing, we sent a memo out to our teams recently, and we made it clear in conversations with them that we want to see strict enforcement of those rules. I mean, we have to protect the competitors. We want to protect the environment in the arena of people getting out of hand. I mean, but as I said, we accept betting is legal in roughly 35 states now in the United States. It's unlikely to go away.
And Adam Silver seems like a guy, he's going to mention it here in a second, that just wants the federal government to step in so he can say, hey, guys, it's not my rules. I'm sorry. Y'all can't. It is what it is. Watch the NBA. We enjoy it. It makes more people watch because they can bet on it. What am I going to do? The FBI is regulating it. Sorry, guys. It's not my fault.
Getting rid of kind of smaller, obscure bets. Yeah. Like, hey, do we really need this to even be a potential distraction?
1.5 rebounds.
Or a potential setup. Like, I respect that you're trying to figure out and navigate this as it's happening in real time. Do you feel and you said you wanted it to be strict on the fans in the environments, very intimate, very, very intimate, the NBA. I mean, there's been a couple times where I felt like I was sitting on the bench, and it's like, now granted, I loved it. I enjoyed being there. Let's go, boys. Let's kind of do our thing. Give me a microphone, maybe not. Let's not do that. Maybe I just sit here and talk to the group here. John Mellencamp's going to be pissed, but there is a very intimate relationship between the NBA and its fans. I think in the arenas, that's a part of the allure. I think. Hey, come watch these 6'8", 6'9" tall guys run back and forth, dunk it, bring the kids out. You'll even maybe get a high five as they're jogging through the thing. And on the flip side of that, when it's not a family or a little kid and somebody that's pissed off about the amount of turnovers you had, and instead we got to win but should be happy, you know what I mean? I can see how that could get a little loud.
So this is going to be interesting to see how this goes down. We'll be here to look for the update from Adam Silver. Y'all know it's probably going to be filed here in the next couple days, with the 31st being on this coming Friday. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. Is the NBA in trouble? Should the government just step in and control what type of bets can be placed? That way the players don't have such an impact and there's not the temptation there. I want to know what y'all think.